There's a $3 bunch of bananas sitting on your kitchen counter right now, and the part most people throw away might actually be one of the most useful things you can put into your garden. Most people peel a banana, eat the fruit, and toss the rest into the trash without thinking twice. But gardeners have quietly been doing the opposite for years. Because once a banana peel breaks down underground, it releases nutrients that plants genuinely love. And the strange part is, people spend money buying those exact same nutrients in bottles, powders, and fertilizer bags every single year without realizing they've been throwing them away for free this entire time. And once you see what actually happens underground after a banana peel is buried, you start looking at food scraps very differently. A banana peel contains potassium, phosphorus, calcium, magnesium, and trace minerals that support healthy soil. Those are some of the exact same nutrients listed on commercial fertilizers sitting on shelves at garden centers. Potassium is the most important one here. That nutrient plays a huge role in flower production, fruit development, root strength, and overall plant health. It helps plants develop stronger stems, healthier growth, and fuller fruit. That's one reason gardeners growing tomatoes, peppers, roses, and flowering plants have used banana peels for decades. But what makes banana peels interesting isn't just the nutrients themselves. It's how those nutrients get delivered into the soil. Most synthetic fertilizers work very quickly, sometimes too quickly. You pour them into the soil, nutrients rush into the roots all at once, and plants suddenly get flooded with feeding. Use too much and the roots can become stressed. Leaves start browning around the edges, growth slows down, and suddenly the plant looks worse than before. A buried banana peel works much more slowly, and in gardening, slower is often better. Instead of dumping everything into the soil immediately, the peel gradually breaks down over time. Moisture softens it underground, while bacteria and fungi slowly begin breaking it apart piece by piece. Then worms and microbes move in, and that's where things get really interesting. Healthy soil is alive. Most people think dirt is just dirt. But underneath a healthy garden is an entire ecosystem constantly working in ways people never see. Bacteria recycle nutrients. Fungi spread through the soil, moving moisture and minerals around. Earthworms tunnel through the ground, improving drainage and aeration. Tiny organisms break down dead material and turn it back into usable nutrients for plants. And banana peels become part of that process. As the peel decomposes, nutrients slowly release directly into the surrounding soil around the roots. Instead of one giant spike all at once, the plant gets fed gradually over days and weeks. That steady feeding process is one reason many gardeners prefer natural organic material over harsh synthetic fertilizers. But there's one mistake that ruins this entire trick, and a lot of people make it. They leave the peel sitting on top of the soil. If you've looked this up online before, you've probably seen pictures of full banana peels just laid around plants like decoration. That usually creates more problems than benefits. When peels stay on the surface, they take much longer to break down. They attract fruit flies, start smelling in hot weather, and sometimes attract squirrels, raccoons, or other animals searching for food. Some gardeners wake up and find their mulch scattered all over the yard because animals spent the entire night digging through flower beds. And if wet peels stay against the base of a plant too long, mold can sometimes start forming near the stem. That's why experienced gardeners bury them instead, usually around 2 to 4 inches underground, close enough to the roots that nutrients can eventually spread through the surrounding soil, but not directly touching the main stem of the plant. And once the peel is underground, the real transformation starts. Within hours, microorganisms begin finding it. Fungi spread through the softer parts, while bacteria start breaking down the organic material. Then earthworms slowly move toward it. And earthworms are one of the best signs of healthy soil. As they move through dirt, they naturally loosen compacted ground, improve drainage, and leave behind worm castings filled with beneficial microbes and nutrients. So now the banana peel isn't just feeding the plant anymore. It's improving the entire soil ecosystem around the roots. And after a few weeks, most of the peel is almost completely gone. What's left behind is darker, softer soil that holds moisture better and supports more underground life than before. That's one reason composting works so well in general. A lot of the best gardening techniques aren't really about feeding plants. They're about improving the soil itself. Healthy soil creates healthier roots. Healthy roots create stronger plants. And strong plants naturally become more resistant to stress over time. But nutrients aren't the only reason gardeners use banana peels. There's another side to this that surprises a lot of people. Some gardeners believe banana peels can help reduce aphid problems around certain plants. Aphids are those tiny insects that cluster around soft stems and fresh leaves, especially on roses, peppers, and vegetables. They reproduce quickly and slowly weaken plants by feeding on new growth. Now, banana peels are not some magical cure that instantly solves pest problems overnight. But many gardeners swear that chopped peels buried around plants seem to discourage aphids from gathering nearby. And even if part of that comes from healthier plants overall, it still says something interesting. People often assume gardening requires expensive products, complicated sprays, and shelves full of chemicals. But some of the most useful gardening tools are literally kitchen scraps people throw away every day. That's why experienced gardeners become obsessed with composting. Once you realize how much useful organic material gets tossed into the trash every week, it completely changes how you look at waste. Coffee grounds, eggshells, leaves, vegetable scraps, fruit peels. A lot of those things still contain nutrients and value long after you're done eating them. And banana peels actually have another use that works especially well for container gardens and potted plants. Because burying scraps inside small pots can sometimes become messy. So instead, many gardeners make something called banana peel tea. And despite the name, it's incredibly simple. You take 2 or 3 banana peels, place them into a container of water, and let them soak for about 2 days. During that time, nutrients slowly seep into the water. The liquid usually becomes slightly cloudy or golden in color, and that nutrient-rich water can then be poured directly into the soil around plants. People commonly use it for tomatoes, peppers, herbs, flowers, and patio plants growing in containers. And the reason people like this method is because it's easy. No digging, no buried scraps, no attracting animals into the garden. Just a simple, homemade liquid fertilizer using something that would have ended up in the garbage anyway. But there are still a few important rules if you want this to work properly. First, chop the peels into smaller pieces before burying them. Smaller pieces break down much faster underground. A full peel can sometimes take a long time to fully decompose, especially in dry soil. Second, don't overdo it. People hear natural fertilizer and assume more must automatically be better. But adding huge piles of rotting scraps into one area can create soggy soil and unpleasant smells. For most plants, 1 chopped banana peel every couple of weeks is already plenty. Third, always keep the peels a few inches away from the main stem. You want nutrients near the feeder roots, not moisture sitting directly against the base of the plant. And finally, if possible, organic bananas are usually the better option, because conventional peels can sometimes contain pesticide residues. Now, is this some magical trick that instantly transforms weak plants into giant jungle monsters overnight? No, that's not how gardening works. But over time, people genuinely notice changes. Plants often become healthier and greener. Flowering plants produce more buds. Tomato plants grow stronger and fuller. Soil becomes darker, softer, and easier to work with. And honestly, one of the coolest parts about gardening is realizing how connected everything really is. Healthy soil supports microbes. Microbes support roots. Healthy roots support stronger plants. And something as simple as a banana peel can become part of that cycle, instead of ending up buried in a landfill. So the next time you eat a banana, stop for a second before throwing the peel away. Because what looks like garbage to most people might actually be useful to your garden. And once you start noticing that, you begin realizing how many valuable things people throw away every single day without even thinking about it.